Hey guys, Drifter here. Welcome to Ghosts in Depth. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about one-shot deaths. Why is it in Call of Duty Ghosts and not other Call of Duty games you feel like you're dying in one shot? Just like you see somebody, they shoot once and you die. Of course, it's happened a little bit in other Call of Duty games, but it seems to be happening a lot in Ghosts, and that's what I'm going to try to explain today. The gameplay that you're seeing is a little bit random. Unfortunately, I have neither the tools nor the abilities to get too far into the code to show you exactly what's happening, because it's happening a little bit faster than the human eye can keep up with, and it has to do with networking, but I can explain it. Let's start off with a pretty simple explanation here, and that's that the minimum time to kill is usually achieved with 2 headshots. You shoot somebody in the head twice, that is about as fast as you can kill them in this game, and it happens very, very quickly. Most of you would agree that this is so quick that few people will ever be able to notice or react in time. And time to kill is usually measured as the time between the amount of shots to kill. However many shots it takes to kill, the amount of time between those shots is how long it takes, because your first shot is instant, it has no wind up or anything, it just goes, and as soon as your last shot hits, they're dead. So it's just the time between shots. And if you only need 2 shots or 2 headshots to kill in particular, there's only one gap, one little segment of time. So your time to kill is going to be very fast because it's only the difference between 2 shots. And as we all know, 2 shots on an automatic weapon is very, very fast. I'm going to pick on the Mtar X a little bit here. The time between 2 shots on the Mtar is approximately 75 milliseconds. It's not exactly 75 milliseconds, but we're gonna say it's 75 just because that's a nice, easy, round number to remember. If the enemy's up close and you shoot them in the head twice with the Mtar, your time to kill is going to be approximately 75 milliseconds again, because that's the difference between 2 shots, the time difference, mind you. So the optimum time to kill on the Mtar X is going to be 75 milliseconds. Well, that doesn't sound too bad or too important or relevant other than that it's really fast. However, average ping in this game is going to be between 40 and 80 milliseconds, and that's actually a little bit more on the generous side. I've heard other people say it's more, heard some other people say it's less. It depends on where you live, where the hosts live, where the lobby is. There's a lot of other things, but this is, again, an average number. Some games may have a lot less ping. Some games, unfortunately, may have a lot more ping. And when they have a lot more ping, you're going to notice that, hey, you know, my ping is greater than 75 milliseconds. Well, what happens if your ping is greater than 75 milliseconds? What happens if your ping is greater than the fastest time to kill? Well, what's going to happen is the enemy is going to be able to kill you on his screen faster than the info will get to you. So you're dead before you even know that you're being shot at, which is obviously not a good thing. So the bullets are going to load in really quick, and the server is going to get this information. The server is going to notice that you're dead. And it's also going to notice that you haven't received this information yet, so it's going to try and kill you pretty quickly. Another thing going on in Call of Duty games is that you don't see very many gun trades. You don't see 2 people killing each other with assault rifles and both falling over and dying. You see it a little bit in Battlefield because they have projectiles, they do a little bit of systems differently. You see it in Halo, but in Call of Duty it's gunfights. A lot of one-on-one gunfights, and you don't see hardly ever a gunfight where people kill each other. Sometimes you see it with tomahawks, grenades, that sort of stuff, but almost never with actual guns, because Call of Duty is kind of set up in a way to where whoever's kill gets to the server first, that person is going to win. The server is going to register that they won the gunfight and we're going to kill the other person. And that's why, to an extent, it feels consistent, it feels good. That's why it has a you lost and they won, or they won and you lost kind of feel to it. However, whoever's kill gets to the server first is going to win that fight. The server is going to kill whoever's death reaches it first, regardless of what's happening in real time, because we're separated by time and space and ping and all these other sort of complicated things, which means if your ping is higher than some of the time to kill, you're going to get some very melty kills on people, or them on you, and the server's just going to cut you off, and it's going to kill you really fast, because if it keeps you alive and it loads in data slowly, then maybe you could have shot somebody when you really should have been dead in the game state, or flipped a switch, or capped a flag, or done something that you didn't really need to be doing to keep everything consistent. So it's going to kill you really quick, and that's essentially what's happening with Ghost here. And it's not something that is actually the game's fault. It's not something that Infinity Ward did and they screwed up, unless now some people will blame the fast time to kills. They'll say that the fast TTK is an inherent design flaw that can't keep up with lag. Other people will say that the community demanded a faster time to kill after Black Ops 2, which is true. One of the number one things the community asked for was a fast time to kill because they were sick of the Black Ops 2 bullet sponges going around. However, it created this new problem, is that it feels like you die in one shot, and even if in some cases, you're taking 2 shots or the game's just loading the data, the time to kills are really fast to the point where you're not feeling it and normal people can't react. But most of the time, when you really do get those super crazy melty one-shot kills on you and you just fall over dead, it's because whatever game you're playing in has a greater ping than the time to kill on the person that got you. Now, that's not going to be all the time. That's optimal time to kill. There's a ton of time to kills that are a lot slower than that. Like, most of them are going to be way slower than this. But in some scenarios, you can be dead before you even knew what was going on. I hope this explanation made sense to you. I hope it wasn't too confusing. It is a little bit of a higher level topic, but I hope you understood it, and I hope that you understand that it's something that really can't be fixed. There's no magical on-off switch, and nobody really wants you to be dying in one shot, but unfortunately, it just kind of happens. That's all for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something useful. As of right now, I'm pretty much only taking suggestions on what to do for in-depth. In the previous episode, I did my top 5 guns. Then we had this one because a lot of people ask why they die in one shot. In the next episode is going to be your suggestion again, so suggest a topic, and I'll get to work on it. Drifter out.